Which one did I just put back there?
The yellow 7.
Well, actually, it was the green one. See, you can always fool somebody with card tricks. Now, how'd you like to see how to do it? You would like to see how to do it? I think we're going to have to show you guys how to do it. This trick is very simple. You just simply take any cards you would like, and you get some rubber cement, and you actually glue two faces of the card together. So you have a front and back, both of them, uno. Then, on the other card, you glue the backs together so that it is a face card each time you flip it. That's the simple way you do it. And then, there's a little technique here you got to use. You set the green one right like that. Then, if you were to just flip it over, they would know that it's not right. So what you do is, as you flip it, you simply twist it like that with your thumb. So it looks like it's on the other side. Then when you flip it back, you twist back to the green one. But when you do it fast, you tell them, I have a green 1 and a yellow 7. So when you're doing it fast, you got the yellow 7 and the green 1. Then when you put it behind your back, all you do is simply turn it around so that when you bring it out, they look like they were wrong. And they wonder how they could have missed it. Then you do it again. You say, well, which one am I putting behind my back? Do it again, and they still missed it. No matter what, you can always make them miss it with that simple trick. Pretty easy, huh? For our next trick, we are going to use a dollar bill and another card. Just pick any card. Go ahead and, let me use a different card. Go ahead and look at that card. Make sure that that's a normal card, no holes in it or anything. It's just a normal card, isn't it? No, it's not glued together. And that's a normal dollar bill, just a normal dollar. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this card, I'm going to fold it in half like this. Okay? And I am going to draw a bullseye. I'm also going to fold this dollar bill in half. It's kind of a beat up dollar bill, but kids love it when you use money for the displays and things. And I'm going to actually draw a bullseye on this 8 right here. I am going to try, there we go. I'm going to try, and I'm also going to draw a bullseye right here on George Washington.
Oh.
I'm going to draw on George. Hope that's all right. We've drawn a bullseye. Now I am going to attempt to stick a pencil through George Washington and through the card at the same time. Hit both bullseyes, all right? This will show you the power of prayer. I'm going to fold the card in half. Then I fold George in half, or the dollar bill. And I'm going to fold it back a quarter just so that you can see that the pencil actually goes through the dollar. All right, we set that in there. Again, it's just folded up and set in there. Trying to line up the bullseyes is what I'm doing. I got this bullseye here, lining up that bullseye right on top, folding it over, making a crease so that I can shove the pencil through. And I'm going to attempt, Stephanie, to shove this right through. It's right there in between the dollar and the card. And I'm going to attempt, using the table to push down here, to shove it through both the dollar and the card. There's no doubt about that. That is in there, isn't it? Okay, go ahead and even pull that out for me, Stephanie. Jerk that out of there. There we go. Now, that definitely went through, didn't it? There's no doubt about that. You know, we just probably killed George Washington, didn't we? We went right through his face. But you know, God will answer prayers. Let's pray that God will heal George. God, please heal George Washington. You know what? I think God just healed George Washington to us. I bet we could look at George and there's not a hole in him. That's how God answers prayer. Look at this. We unfold it, and there's George without a hole. But we know the pencil went through, don't we? Another way we know that is because the card has a hole in it. There's a hole in the card right there, but there's no hole in George, is there? Is there any hole there? Do you see a hole?
No.
No hole there at all, is there? Simple trick to show that the power of prayer really does work. What you do is you can take any card you'd like. We'll use this one. And again, you fold it in half. like so. All you need is $1 card and a pencil. Don't even have to put the marks on it. Fold it in half like so. And I draw the mark on there just so that I can say I'm aiming at something, aiming at that bullseye right there. Then what I do is I fold my dollar in half. But what the people do not know that I have done before to this dollar, let me see this, is I have put a little slit in it. Right here, you can see, try to hold it still here, there is a little slit in the paper so that my pencil can go through. However, when you're normally looking at it, and of course you cover it up with your thumb, you ask them to look at George Washington. So when they look at George Washington, they don't see the slit that's under your thumb. But there's actually, I've taken a knife and actually cut a slit right there in the paper. So that when I fold it in half, and fold this in half, actually what I'm doing while I'm inside this card is I am simply going in that little piece, that little slit right there. Right there, I just actually go in, and that's all I do, and I just cover it up with the rest of the dollar. So really, all it's doing is, show you to you without the card, is going through that slit, and it's not at all going through George Washington. It's not going through the dollar. All it does is go through the card and poke the hole in the card. So, you can make it look like it's going through the dollar, when actually, all you're doing is going through the card. And there you have it. George Washington is not hurt at all. He's just fine. All right, for this next trick, we have 5 Uno cards stacked up right here so that you can see them. And we even have them numbered 1 through 5. Now, you cannot see what these cards look like, can you? But I can see what each one of these cards are. And I have a stack of Uno cards right here. And some of the cards in here will match the cards that are back here. Now, I am going to, out of these cards, try to pick out a card that you are going to choose. See, I can tell by telepathy which card you will pick. I know right away which one you're going to pick, even though you haven't picked it yet. And I think that you will pick this card right here. That's the card I believe that you're going to pick. Now I'm going to set that right there. Don't look at that. We're going to save that and see if I am correct, if that's the card that you picked. I'm not going to touch that card, okay? I want you to make sure that card stays right there. Nobody's going to touch it. Now, Stephanie, I'd like you to pick one of the cards, numbers 1 through 5. What number would you like to pick?
1.
Number 1. This right here is the card that you would like. Is that correct? Now, Stephanie, you could have chosen any of these cards, couldn't you? You could have chosen any of them, but you didn't. You chose number 1, didn't you? Set number 1 back down here. Now, Stephanie, I made a prediction of what I thought your card was going to be. Turn that card over and let's see what I thought your card would be. What did I think it was going to be?
2.
What color? A red 2. I thought it was going to be a red 2. And let's see what color your card was. It was the red 2. Out of those cards, I got the red 2. See, just like I knew what card you were going to pick, God knows what you're going to choose in life before you even choose it. He knows exactly what's going to happen in your future. And He can tell what's going to happen. And the thing we need to do is trust God for our futures. This trick really is very simple. It's easy to do, and anyone can do it, but it takes a little bit of preparation. All you need is your cards, any normal cards, but you got to get 5 packs of the card. You see, I needed a whole bunch of red 2s because that's the card that I wanted you to pick. And you'll notice each one of these cards has half of a card glued to it. All I have done is cut a card in half, and glued it with rubber cement right on top of half of a red 2. So the bottom of these is each the red number 2. Now I don't show you that though. I put those in the stack like this, and you can make this. I made this out of a piece of wood. You could use anything. This is the bottom of a file folder, and just some electrician's tape around it. You can use anything you want. Make sure you cut the file folder high enough so that the card will be covered all the way up. Even over halfway is a little better, just so that you're sure the person's not going to see it. But you stack the cards in like this, and then you already know which card they are going to pick. You have to have that card available, and then you just have a stack of cards sitting there and you pick out that card. You're going to set it down. Then they pick any card they want. I'm going to show you what I see. They pick any card they want. When they pick the card, say you picked this one right here, I would simply pick it up and say, so you picked this card right here, which this is what I see. You don't see this. All you see is that. I say, so you picked this card right here. Then I turn it around and show you that you could have picked any of these cards, which all look like different cards. But underneath, we know that they're all the red 2 if we want them to be. Then I turn this one over like this so you can't see it. I put it in there upside down. Then I say, okay, now let's check and see which card I predicted you would get. You turn it over, and I predicted you were going to get the red 2. And when I turn it around, sure enough, you had gotten the red 2, which you would have always gotten the red 2 if we had turned the card over right. Correct?
Correct.
So it's a very simple trick that you can use a couple of different things. You can.
That's why I had the red 2.
That's why you had the red 2.
That is so neat.
And you just simply rubber cement half of a card on, and make some kind of holding device, something to hold the cards that'll stand up, and you're ready to do some magic. All right, Stephanie, for the next trick, I have in this envelope some coins. I have some coins as well as, dump them out here, as well as a dollar bill. Now, I have 4 different coins here. I have a quarter, I have a penny, I have a nickel, and I have a dime. 4 different coins. Now, I would be able to tell which coin you will pick. Out of these 4, I think I know which one you're going to pick. Now, I'd like you to simply pick any coin you want, any one of the 4. You take the quarter.
The quarter.
Okay. Now I have written down a prediction of